Right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating May 2026 hypothesis about the Kryptos K4 method solution. It comes from researcher, inventor, and author Kevin L. Brown, and honestly, it's a completely fresh take on the world's most famous unsolved code.
So what if the greatest unsolved code in the world isn't a text code at all? Think about it. For decades, everyone's been treating this mystery like a desk exercise, staring at pages of letters. But what if we've just been looking in the wrong place this whole time?
Section 1. The Kryptos K4 Mystery.
Okay, a little quick background to get us started. Kryptos is a famous sculpture located right at the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, and built into this amazing piece of copper art are 4 incredibly complex encrypted sections.
Now 35 years of mystery. That is how long the fourth and final section, K4, has remained totally unsolved. I mean, we're talking about a code that has completely stumped the CIA, the NSA, and even massive supercomputers for roughly 3.5 decades. K4 has exactly 97 visible encrypted letters on it. But, and here's where it gets really interesting, this hypothesis argues that those letters alone might not actually be the whole solving surface. They might just be one tiny piece of the puzzle.
Section 2. A ground projection hypothesis.
Researcher, inventor, and author Kevin L. Brown conducted a deep structural analysis of the clues, and he proposes something totally wild. He suggests K4 is actually a physical machine, meaning the sculpture itself may be a literal part of the key. He calls it a sun stencil ground projection system. In simple terms, it's a physical, real-world puzzle where sunlight, shadow, compass direction, and the actual ground plane have to be used together to reveal the final answer.
Section 3. Rereading the clues.
If we look back at the key clues, things like the hints from the K1 through K3 sections, the S-shaped copper screen itself, the courtyard compass, and the confirmed clue words east, northeast, and Berlin clock, they all start pointing away from a traditional text cipher and directly toward a physical field solve.
It's almost like a giant instruction manual. Step 1. K1 introduces light, shading, and hidden information. Step 2. K2 brings in the earth, the magnetic field, the underground, and a second layer. Step 3. K3 introduces an opening, light entering, and physical sight. And Step 4. K4 takes all of that and combines it into a timed ground projection system.
Section 4. The sun stencil mechanism. So how does this physical machine actually work? Well, the courtyard compass gives the orientation. The clue east-northeast may act as the projection direction or target quadrant. The sculpture supplies the stencil, the sun supplies the clock, and finally the ground receives the output.
Then there's the Berlin clock clue. The hypothesis suggests this world clock acts as a time selector. Based on the courtyard compass direction, it points to 2:15 p.m. on a 24-hour clock face. That's exactly when the sun is in the western sky. Since the sculpture faces south, sunlight can pass right through those S-shaped panels and cast a shadow, or clean light paths, onto the ground in an east-northeast direction.
The actual sun stencil mechanism is brilliant in its simplicity. The copper blocks the light while the cut letters transmit it. Those S-shaped panels create overlaps, openings, and shadow hinges. The output is likely a projected text pattern formed by a bunch of interacting light paths. But here's the catch. Because of the Earth's rotational speed, it only aligns perfectly for a tiny window of 60 to 90 seconds every 24 hours.
Section 5. The semantic plaintext candidate.
Now this brings us to the hypothesized best fit 97-character plaintext candidate. Keep in mind this is just a hypothesis, it is not proven yet, but it reads, project the shadow lines east-northeast where clean light marks the ground, Berlin clock X marks the exact location X. This is so cool because it fits the confirmed clue positions perfectly and it reads exactly like a physical field instruction. But of course, its absolute best confirmation is still physical observation out in the real world.
Section 6. Look at the ground.
Ultimately, K4 may be a sun-stenciled ground projection system. The core claim here is a massive game changer. The final answer may not be on the copper surface at all. It may appear on the ground.
And the best part, this hypothesis can actually be tested with physical field observation. If a stable projected text, route, or target point appears only under the correct conditions,
the model strengthens. If not, it fails. It's that straightforward.
We'll leave you with this final thought. For decades, people have looked at the letters. This hypothesis says to look at the ground. Could that be what finally cracks it? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.